found out some information, and I already kind of figured it out, but I confirmed it. And so basically, I dropped somebody off, somebody I was supposed to pick up, it never picked up. And in the process of that, it was a scheduled pickup at that. And so the process of all of that, right? In the process of the scheduled pickup, right? I'm like, all right, I see McDonald's. I'm like, let me get a cup of ice for my drink. I got, I carry ginger ale with me and stuff like that. So I was like, let me get some ice real quick, right? So I go to the window and she's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're only serving breakfast and only credit cards. And so that's no problem. I got cash, I got credit card, I got debit. It doesn't really matter. You can't deny me if I really want it. I'm gonna get it. So I said, okay, right? And so in the process of that, right? In the process of me being like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get it. Something dawned on me. It was like, you know what? Fuck that. I was like, fuck that. I don't think I'm gonna buy anything. I'm like, fuck them, because I felt like they were only telling me that because they didn't think I had cash on me, and I may not have had a lot of cash, but I had enough to get a cup of ice. I wasn't buying any food, so I just said fuck that, right? I just said the hell with it, right? And so I sit in the parking lot because I figured, I'm like, okay, they're trying to deny me because they have their little idiot show that they're trying to carry on. I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter because I plan to sit in here and eat my chicken nuggets and drink my juice anyway. So I was going to be chilling in McDonald's parking lot regardless of whether or not they took cash or credit, right? So I'm thinking of that in the back of my mind. Now, mind you, right, these people claim, you hear them, they troll, they claim to know everything, but I'm telling you, if you watch my videos, why my subscribers are going up, is because I'm getting a lot of people realize that I'm real. I'm not the fake. I'm not a spiritual targeted person. I'm not lying when I'm saying I'm being spiritually targeted. I can prove everything I've been saying. And there's a lot of fake and phony out here. So anyway, getting back to what I'm saying. So I'm like, you know what? Let me see what's going on, right? So I see one car, right? Because I already know that wherever I'm at, they're going to make them kind of they make the dummies follow. So I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, let me see where these people are at, right? So in the process of me seeing where, what they were doing, I'm looking at her hand and I'm like, that doesn't look like cash. That looks like a credit card that someone was being handed, right? So then I'm like, all right, bet the next person, I'm saying to myself subconsciously, I'm saying, all right, the next person that I see go through this line, I'm gonna get behind them. So of course, right, it lets you know they can't hear our subconscious because if they could, then they would have planned for it, right? Because that's all they can do is plan. They don't know anything that I'm doing before I do it unless it's scheduled, right? And then that's not really anything because it's scheduled, right? So I'm saying to myself, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, let me go ahead and follow this lady, right? So in the process of me following this lady, I'm like, oh, okay. Let me go and watch her hand movements, right? So I'm looking at her hand movements and I see her, she's giving the lady a credit card. I'm like, what the fuck? Now this bitch just literally told me, right, that that they're only taking credit card, they're only doing breakfast. And this is what I'm telling you guys, like, they don't want our money, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'll definitely save. I saved $15,000 this year already, just based on me not being able to spend car. I told you I was looking at that Range Rover that I was going to buy, and then before I could put a deposit down on the Range Rover, the lady told me, oh, by the way, someone's just put a deposit down. So I'm used to this shit. So my main thing is now, don't get bent out of shape when they don't want your money. Save your money. Be okay with it. They don't want my money? Fine. Somebody bought the Range Rover? Okay, I'm not going to be mad. They wanted me to be mad because they know I was looking at a Range. They saw me. My birthday, I turned 30 on the 15th of last month. So they know I was about to buy that Range for my birthday. It was a birthday present to myself. So they figured, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to wait for him to, you know what I mean? And like, hey, you didn't do anything still because I saved the money that I was going to use to spend on the Range Rover. So it doesn't even matter. You see that guy right there? Look at the truck. 800-227 Q57462 is the DOT number. And Jake, can you look that up for me and email it to me, bro, so I can get the company email and get the name of the owner and all that good stuff. And we go ahead and send him a nice email. We'll flood his emails. These guys are so stupid. They don't know we're connected. We're the true power sources of this realm. We're the real movers and shakers. Okay, the only thing that you have over us is dummies. The amount of dummies that they are. It doesn't mean you can have a whole football squad. Look at the Jets. They're a national football team, but look at them, right? Look at them. So that's what you have. These are the Jets. These are equivalent to the Jets as far as I'm concerned, because they're a team that may be binded by the USA Department of Justice, the Bureau of Justice, but they're dumb as fuck and they suck. They've never won a game. One. That's like a record season. Okay? Record season for these dummies is like 1-12. So, like I was telling you guys before. So, yeah, you know, so it just confirms that they're just buying things or saying that it's not available. And it is. I was looking at a BMW truck, at X5, and similar situation, you know, just like, oh, you know, we're not able to. And so I was like, I'm going to keep driving this Lyft rental. The car pays for itself. Yes, I'm paying more money than I would if I purchased the car right now, because I traded in my lease. Most of you guys are familiar with my older car, because I had the panoramic sunroof, and you looking at this car, I was like, what's this car he's driving? That's a rental, so it's not my car. And so, like, I was in the process of buying that Range Rover while doing this rental, and I was like, you know what, man? If they want that car, they're trying to, you know, so bad, I'm like, well, they can have it. Then what I'll do is I'll save my money. And so I'm sitting on it right now. I'm perfectly fine with that. You know what? I'm at this point in my life where at least I know what I have. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter what it looks like. I know what I have. I know what I have. I know what I have. Fuck you, nigga. Don't give a fuck. Right. Beat the shit out you. Try me. 2EH9233. Jay, can you look that up too? Send me that address as well. It's so stupid. All I do is get their address and I show up at their house in my personal vehicle and I just go ahead and play the game. You want to play the game? I can play the game better. I'm going to win because you don't know I exist. You don't know I know you exist. So that's how I beat these dumbasses, because they literally don't know I'm aware that they, you know what I mean, of who they are. So they're around me at this time thinking that they're doing something. I'm like, you're falling right into my hands, dum-dum. Right in your hands, because main thing, way I look at it is, right, you know they spiritually can't touch it, so I know that, but they don't know I know that, so they don't know I'm spiritually invincible. They don't know that I know that, because I'm not supposed to know that, because if I knew that, then what? Then everything that they were doing would be null and void, and it is. When I tell them that, when I let them know that I know who they are, it is null and void. So yeah, but that's kind of giving myself away. So I don't give myself away. I don't let them know that I know they exist unless they're doing something to where it's just so asinine that I'm just like, hey, look, buddy, you're not James Bond. Get my dick out your mouth. All right, go get some more money. What's your net worth? How much you worth? If I Google your name, do you exist? I do. Do you exist? You don't. You probably don't. So. So the state trooper right there. First black state trooper in the state of Maryland is my cousin. First black mayor in the state of Maryland is my cousin. So I laugh at these imbeciles, state troopers. Oh, number one, like I just told you, the first black state trooper in the state of Maryland is my cousin, Milton Taylor. You can go look it up for yourself. So I laugh at police. I laugh at, because I already know them. I have them in my family. So what are you telling me? Like, you should know that already, right? Shouldn't somebody have told you about my history and martial arts and firearms? Nobody's told you that? No, I'm just a regular guy out here, and that's what I like about it, because I'm not a regular guy. I'm a ghost. Definitely not a regular guy. Definitely a ghost. So let's get behind this guy right here. These guys, I tell you, you can beat these guys with a blinker. Just a swift move of a lane change and a blinker, you beat them. I'm telling you, they can't win. Look at this guy. Look at him. Right? You can't win. And luckily, I would start brake checking. Maybe I should start brake checking. I haven't caused an accident in a while. I've been trying to be nice. You know what I mean? Because I felt bad for that. His car, I did feel that guy's car. He was driving a Range Rover too. Ironically, right? This guy flipped over in the middle bin. He kept fucking with me though. These guys, they don't. And look, let me tell you something, guys. They signed those NDAs, so you're good. They're not going to talk. They signed those NDAs, so they're not going to talk. They signed an NDA. They know if something gets fucked up with their car or their house or their bodies, it's coming out of their pockets. They can't talk about that shit. So don't play that position too. Play all of them. Play to win.